his knees are literally as bad as Vinnie's knees when he's
Oh,
servicing
fuck you.
Donald Trump. So
Fuck you.
welcome everybody. It's Boston Sports Kehd Emergency Podcast. Thanks to all the crazy news that has happened last night, today, all kinds of trades going on, and we have a lot to talk about regarding the Bruins. It's going to be exciting. How you guys feeling about this?
Oh, I am very excited, as in so excited that emergency broadcast. Emergency broadcast. It's Boston Sports Kehd. And this just in. We had some crazy trades. Oh, we're getting even more breaking news. Yes, it is confirmed. Vinnie Brown is still a bitch. Let's get it started.
All right, so we're going to start things off with obviously the biggest news of last night, late last night. When I saw this come across my phone, I was like, what? The Bruins have acquired Taylor Hall and what's the other guy's first name? Lazar? I forget.
Curtis Lazar. Yes.
Curtis Lazar. Who cares about him? Taylor Hall and Curtis Lazar. Taylor Hall, left winger. Curtis Lazar, he's a center right winger, I think. And we only gave up Andres Bjork and a 2021 second round pick. Now, I got to give props to Sweeney because I just tried this trade in NHL 2021, and it got rejected. The Buffalo Sabres are totally unwilling to part ways with what you requested from us, so unless you were giving us something spectacular, don't waste our time.
Yeah.
Wow,
No kidding.
that was pretty harsh. So I gotta give props to Sweeney for pulling that off, because I just basically got scolded by the EA Buffalo Sabres. So what do you guys think of that trade? Could you believe the news that came across last night?
That trade was amazing. It's exactly what this team needed. A top two line winger. It's exactly what we needed. And to be a former MVP, I'll take it. It's awesome.
Yep, no, same here. Absolutely agree. And, even though he's kind of struggling in the goal department, I feel like he's going to still play out just fine. And he'll start picking up goals as in more assists, too. So, this is just great overall. John Sweeney actually being aggressive and just going for a big name, which hasn't really happened in the city of Boston for a little bit. I mean, what I would say probably some, Randy Moss with the Patriots, Kevin Garnett with, Celtics, all that kind of, David Ortiz with the Red Sox, but no one assumed that he was going to be as great as he was. So, this is great, in my opinion.
Yep. So, breaking news, I was finally able to make the trade go through on NHL 21. I only had to give up Anders Bjork, the second-round pick, and 3 future first-round picks. So, not bad.
Okay. At least you got somewhere with your end. My end.
All I had to do was give him 3 first-round picks.
Yeah. It's just first-round picks, I couldn't even get him on the team because Buffalo decided to sign like 50 players. So, I hated him.
Jesus. All right, so we also have another trade that went down before the Taylor Hall trade that the Bruins picked up, and it was defenseman Mike Reilly from the Ottawa Senators, and I believe we only gave up, was it a third-round pick? I'm not sure if it was the future or this year, but it was only a third-round pick.
I believe next year.
Yeah, sure. Next year, yeah. Don't know much about Mike Reilly, but I mean, hey, it's just at this point, we'll take him, and,
We needed a defenseman, so I'll take it.
Yeah, so, I mean, by the way, Toronto just got beaten by the Bruins right here. You can use my overtime gameplay real quick. Just for tossing throwing a slap shot. But yeah, hopefully though he gels pretty well with this team. I guess he's got some points at least with Ottawa. But you know,
I mean, according to NHL 21, he's a 79 overall defenseman. So hey, it's not too bad.
As of current standings and current statistics for this year, he's played in 40 games, has 0 goals, but he has 19 assists with 19 points.
yeah,
Not bad.
that's good.
And again, I gotta give props to Sweeney on this because I just tried to make that same trade in NHL 21, and the Ottawa Senators basically told me, I question whether you've even looked at our trade block surplus. Ottawa is totally unwilling to give up what you've asked for, unless you really want to make it worth our while. I don't think you have.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, in the last 5 games, he's had a point in 4 of them, so with an assist in 4 of them. I think he's going to be a solid fit for us.
And plus, in your universe, he might be doing better than their expectations at
Sure.
the time.
Yes, true.
So,
True.
you know.
But I did just make it work. All I had to do was give up a second next year. So basically, Don Sweeney saved us 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick.
Yeah.
I'd say that's pretty good work.
Yeah. And before anybody says it, I want to just, you know, shut everyone's damn mouth. All the motherfuckers who were screaming, "Oh, fire Sweeney, fire Cassidy, fire this guy, blow it up." Suck a dick. All right. Sweeney is actually a really good GM. He's better than Peter fuckface Reilly. He's
He
not
really
going
is.
to like literally trade Pastrnak for like a dude like Louis Erickson and Riley Smith. No. But I mean, we're kind of regretting not keeping Riley Smith the way he's playing on Vegas, but still, Louis Erickson is a no-name now still. So when we traded Sagan for those two, trust me, I'll take Sweeney over Shirley any day of the week.
Right. Yeah.
How do you
definitely-
feel about that, Vinny?
Definitely great work. Vinny?
What?
You there, Vinny?
Sorry, my
Need you to pay
thing,
attention, Vinny.
my thing cut out.
Big
Sorry.
news today, Vinny.
My thing cut out. Sorry, guys.
You're good. You're good.
We go with technical difficulties.
Sorry about that. Cut out, and all of a sudden I hear Vinny. Vinny. I'm like,
It's
I'm here.
it's almost like the perfect time, but it's not because it's like I just went all tantrum about how everybody needs to stop saying fire Sweeney when like he just went and did this for us, the Bruins fans.
Oh
So,
no, you're 100% right on that. They need to hold the
Everybody
role.
wants to fire Sweeney.
No, I mean, I'll be honest. At the beginning of the year, if he didn't make any moves because this offseason was a joke, personally, yeah, I was all on the boat of fire Sweeney. But now, after this trade, he made up for big time last night. 3
So-
players for 1.
Let's figure this out now. So
And
we're
the
gonna
one that
try
you
to
didn't
fit
want
these
to
guys in. Exactly. But
True.
let's figure out where are these guys gonna fit in on the lineup. I mean, obviously Taylor Hall, he's probably gonna be on the second line with Krejci and Richie, I'm assuming. And I mean, we're definitely gonna need to get some use out of Reilly with all our defenders going down. So hopefully we can get some of them back.
So yeah, with that in mind, I've been seeing a lot that McAvoy probably would be back Tuesday. So I mean,
Okay.
Riley could end up just being on the second line, and it could still be, you know, it could end up being like Tenorti and McAvoy. And I feel like that probably might be a
Yeah.
good combo. But like anywhere, I feel like though I would say let's at least see what you can do with McAvoy.
Yeah.
If you can play well with McAvoy, then you know he's fine. You
I
know.
mean, so this will give us now McAvoy, Kevin Miller. He should still be there. You know, once he got some rest, but he's still
Yep.
in
I
the
haven't
lineup.
seen
So
anything
we got
on
Kevin
it,
Miller
so we
back.
can't say that for sure. That's
Yeah.
one thing. So,
Riley adds to it. I mean, right now we're missing Grizzlick and Carlo, and hopefully McAvoy comes back. So
yep. And then
we have Lazon.
Rask might end up coming back this week. He was like there was speculation that he would actually come back Saturday, but he didn't. Same thing with Sunday, but didn't. They're saying Tuesday he might, but like I'm more or less gonna see. I'm most likely gonna say he's probably coming back at the end of the week, if anything. Because I feel like Cassidy probably would want to just kind of sit him out for a little bit just to really fully recover, be 100%, because we are coming up to the playoffs and we need him as just as much as like anyone else.
Now,
Yeah, we do.
now looking at it, if we do get all these defensemen back, there's gonna be some decisions to make because we're gonna have McAvoy. Hopefully, if Carlo can come back healthy, that'll be great. We'll have Miller. Hopefully, Grizzly can come back healthy. And then we have Reilly. And you still have Lazar. You still have Zaboral. Still have Clifton. Camphor. Like, who's gonna be the odd ones out? Because that's gonna be a lot of defensemen.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's tough to say. Especially since this is our own standpoint and not even Bruce Cassidy's standpoint. But I would see probably Camphor going back down to the AHL. Lazar probably staying in, and same with Zaboral. But at the same time, we have Tenorti, so we're gonna definitely use him for anything, really.
I can see Tenorti going back down.
Yeah.
So if we had to pick, say we kept 7 up, who do you think the top 7 would be?
McAvoy, Brzezinski, Carlo, Miller, Reilly.
Oh, you got 2 more.
Lazar, Clifton, Zaboral.
Probably Clifton and Lazar.
Really?
I would think, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think my list would
tough.
be, yeah, it's tough, but like I feel like my list would definitely be similar. Definitely Grizzly, McAvoy. I'd say Reilly, but I would.
I think we can all agree on the top
Miller,
5
though,
with
because of his needs.
Really?
Just because of his needs. Like he'll be good for like a few games, but then once the soreness gets into his knees again, then we're looking like another 10 games off.
But I'm considering say like perfect world, they're all healthy. Like a perfect ideal situation. Bruins going to the playoffs. All their defensemen are healthy. We got McAvoy, Carlo, Grizzly, Miller, Reilly, Lazar, and then who's the 7th one out of Clifton, Zaboral?
I've liked Zaboral for a good while, and same with Clifton. I mean, I can still just roll with those two.
Maybe Lazar's the one that's left out.
Yeah. I mean, at the same time though, like they've kind of started, even though they still have holes in their performance, they're turning out to be very good players and very good defensemen that we need. So I would take definitely Zaboral and Lazar, and then not gonna lie, I want to see more of Sean. He's like almost like the Wish.com version of Tory Krug. I feel like he could end up being like something actual, probably like a Tory Krug or even better. But I mean, we've only seen him in like 2 games.
Defenseman depth is huge. We got 13 defensive players ready for this team at any moment. Like
we can't forget about Vacanine.
That's
also
insane. That is insane.
Yeah, and Vacanine as well. Yeah, I mean, like when healthy, the defense is really deep when healthy. It's just they've been hit so hard this season with injuries and COVID or whatever happened.
It's more, it definitely is more injuries than COVID. Like we've definitely lost a few games, but like it's mainly because of injuries, which is big time hurtful. And it's like a bunch of other teams have like gone through COVID, and some of them either come back, on fire, or you look at like I don't know, Buffalo that ended up losing almost 18 straight after finally coming back from the COVID list. So it's like so it can go either way, and especially since COVID hurts the lungs, and that's what a hockey player needs most are their lungs, like their lung capacity and everything. So it hurts a lot.
It really does. All right, so let's set the lineups now and see what's the lines gonna be. What do you guys think? The first line is gonna stay with the perfection line?
I think for a little bit of an experiment, just to see what happens, I'm going to say I'm going to be 50-50 on this. I'm going to say that Hall goes up with Bergeron and Marshy on the right-hand side. Now, it might not work out, but, I mean, I've also thought of, just throwing him on the second line with Krejci and Ritchie. So, I mean, that could work, too.
Well, I am going to tell you this. On NHL 21, Hall with Krejci and Ritchie is a +3. Good line chemistry right there.
How would DeBrusque seem on that line? How about DeBrusque? I'm a little curious on that one.
On what line?
The same line. I just, switch out Richie.
Richie and Krejci?
Yeah, switch out Richie.
Switch out Richie?
Switch out Richie, put in DeBrusque. See what happens. I don't even know.
It'd be a +1.
+1, okay.
You would put 2 left wingers with Krejci?
Yeah, 2 snipers though also, if I'm not wrong correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You wouldn't want to space Richie out with Coyle on the third line and give him a shooter?
Well, that's why, I say, it can go either way. But we all know, though, Cassidy is just going to roll with, he might roll with the perfection line, but he might still kind of give Pasternak the second line with Krejci. So it's you never know.
Wouldn't be a bad thing. Krejci did good with Pasternak.
Yeah.
Really,
that's why I was.
I mean, we definitely have.
Krejci.
We definitely have a lot of flexibility now with literally our top 9, our first 3 lines, because Craig Smith has played all over the lineup on pretty much every line. DeBrusque has been on the second line and the first line. I mean, it's like you said. We said this before. We just needed that one piece, and it makes your top 3 lines, all 9 players, so interchangeable. You can put them anywhere. You can put Pasta back on the second line with Richie and Krejci, and you can throw Hall up on the first line and see how that works out. Like, you could put Craig Smith on the second line or the first line. It's there's so many opportunities here, and also it makes that third line, like if the top 6 stays Hall, Marchand, Bergeron, Krejci, Richie, Pasta, that third line now becomes stronger because DeBrusque, Coyle, and Smith are all gonna they really haven't played that much together. Because DeBrusque's been out, Smith's been all over the line. So, I mean,
and
Coyle
has kind of been here, but not there.
Yeah,
exactly.
So, I mean, if we could solidify them as a third line and they get some good chemistry, that could be a really solid third line. I mean, they did
might
have
get more goals
a goal the other night.
Yeah,
and Smith's been giving up the points like crazy, so many assists and scoring goals too. So he's been a great addition, very underrated that people have.
And that's another guy that I feel like everybody needs to back off of. Smith has proven that he's actually a big pickup that we had. A lot of people were thinking oh, why are we getting this guy? He's gonna be a nobody. He's gonna be a name, that comes in. But he's not gonna produce. He's not gonna look good. But look what he's done. He's literally
done the biggest.
Up every single first to fourth line, and still produces points, and is probably almost close to Marchand in point. And the best thing too is the fact that Craig Smith literally just scored on my end, and it's his second goal in the night. So it's you can't get any more better than that.
So now that we got the top 3 lines pretty figured out, it's going to be a combination of something of those 9 players somewhere around the lineup. Bruce Cassidy, he'll find the best fit for all these players, but it's now we have the players, the depth to be able to mess around with it and experiment, and we have, hopefully this will boost our scoring a lot more and really give us a huge boost going into the playoffs. But now let's fill that 4th line spot, because since Bjork is gone, we have Corrali and Wagner still there. So is that 4th line spot, is that going to go to Lazar, who we just picked up? Or is that going to go... Is Carson Kuhlman going to be down there on the 4th line? What's going to go on there?
Yeah, it's tough, especially since Cassidy, during his time in Providence, had a good look at most of the guys that are coming up. So it's gonna be tough, yeah. So I would say that Lazar probably does crack it. He definitely either is gonna be the 4th line center or the left winger, and while Corrali and Wagner are the left, the center and right.
I mean, you got to think that they brought him in for a reason. They added him on.
He's at least gonna get a couple games to show himself, and if he can't prove himself, then yeah.
Yeah, and plus he's got 2 years left. And a .8 mil contract, so it's one of those definitely development type of deals that we have.
And if he can fill a role similar to who were we just talking about earlier, Liam, that we lost?
It depends. We've lost a few.
The 4th liner. Nordstrom.
Yes.
If he can fill that role on the fourth line that we lost, that very underrated loss that no one really thinks about, Joachim Nordstrom on that full line, because him, Corrali, and Wagner were a solid fourth line group. Losing him kind of hurt that fourth line a bit. Corrali, he's been good this year, but he hasn't really had consistent line mates, so it's been kind of tough getting much production from that fourth line. And if Lazar comes in and he's good and he solidifies that fourth line with Corrali and Wagner, we're looking at a solid lineup, all lines, 1 through 4. Like, this is definitely playoff run worthy, especially if we can get healthy on D and get the goalies healthy. We're looking at a good shot here.
Which is what we needed.
Big time. And
Yes.
all we just need to do really is just cement it. You know, we just got to make sure that we get at least a nice 3 to 4 game winning streak from now till then, because that way we can get out of the race with the Rangers and Philly, who are slowly but surely creeping up right behind us to take over that fourth place spot. And
Yes.
if we could do that, I mean, we'll be fine. And then if we can get a good amount, like a nice 10-point lead, or at least 8-point, where like we know that we won't actually lose the spot no matter what, then we can rest people that definitely we're going to need for, you know, the playoffs. That way we can, you know, just kind of mess up the lines a little bit. Maybe, you know, preseason type deal, and, you know, throw in Anika and like all the other guys that, you know, that want to prove themselves as a Bruin. So that's at least hopefully what I'm looking for. But who knows?
The one thing,
Either way,
go
ahead, Ben.
I'm worried. I was just gonna say the one thing I'm really worried about, and the only thing I've been really hearing about Hall is like his attitude. I don't know if you guys have heard that. Like, I've heard he's a coach killer, a team killer. You know, if we look back at his past, his teams have been historically bad teams. So you can't really say that's Hall's fault. In my eye, like New Jersey historically bad. You got Buffalo bad. You got.
But that's
Arizona,
when he won that Hart
bad.
Trophy.
Exactly.
That's when he won the Hart
So
Trophy, though,
if
with the
he
New
come
Jersey.
back
And he's
to
never
that,
really been surrounded by much
good
talent.
players,
I mean,
good veterans.
he went to Buffalo,
players.
and everyone was thinking, oh, him and Eichel, but then Eichel got injured, and they just never really clicked over there.
And
This
Eichel's
is
not
going to
really
be
a
one of the most
veteran.
talented teams he's been on.
Exactly. So you gotta give this guy a chance. And I understand how everybody's like, the worst case scenario is he does good this year to prove himself, and we give him a big contract and he stays.
Yeah,
I honestly think
about
that's
it.
like the best case, because when you got him,
Go for it.
you have him locked up. That's all I was really gonna say. Sorry, Liam.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna pretty much say that, like, you know, when you look at Edmonton, like at the time when he was drafted, they were thinking he was going to be the face of Edmonton. He was going to be like, you know, the captain, like the next Wayne Gretzky. But then it really never shut. And then, you know, they shipped him off to New Jersey. They eventually got Connor McDavid, who is, I would say, definitely a better player. Well, I would say definitely a better player than Hall, but definitely actually a person to actually leave the franchise on. So, and he's been proving it, but, you know, he's got the Edmonton Oilers got the talent over there right now, but they just tend to choke, mess up, screw up, just don't know how to, you know, get the puck. Yeah, or at least I feel like it's more of a goaltending problem at the time, but like it's still it's weird because you
I
look
think it's
at
that whole
Edmonton,
team.
yeah, and especially when you look at Edmonton, like you definitely see greatness on there, but you don't see
Yeah,
the
you do.
greatness. You don't
No.
see McDavid like putting up numbers like Wayne Gretzky would, and then end up winning like Stanley Cup back to back. Nah,
Even though he was talked like he was gonna be Gretzky.
exactly. So it's like I'm willing to give this man a chance, and I feel like being on a winning team, he's going to take this chance and soar like an eagle.
Exactly. That's what I'm feeling.
I'm all for it, and it's great to hear that he said that he was almost picked the Bruins to come here in free agency over the summer, and you know that was a big part of like why he chose here. Like, I mean, I think Toronto actually came in with a better offer than the Bruins, and he turned it down. He wanted to come here.
Yeah,
He wouldn't waive
about
his
to
no trade
piggyback
clause
off
for
that.
them.
Yep, just about to piggyback. Toronto offered, I believe it was rumored that they offered a first, and he said, no, I want Boston. Then they had a trade for what we offered. Awesome.
Yeah, and especially who we offered, which is Bjork, who was like definitely non-existent
Second
on the
round
ice.
pick all around.
Yep. And then pretty much, like 1.6 mil contract. I was expecting maybe Brusque to kind of like be in there because Brusque has a 3 mil contract. But I mean, it went with Bjork and a round pick, second round. I'm happy with that because now we still got the Brusque to at least continue farming and whatnot. Because I still feel like he's good. It's just he needs line mates also, and like when he's jumbled up and misses most of the season, he can't do that. So it's like it all will fall into line, I feel like, and everyone's going to start feeling a little bit better. Like now that the trade deadline is definitely over, and most people that thought, oh, we're not going to keep our jobs if we keep playing like this, but we still have our jobs. So let's do something with this because now they actually believe in us to get it done. So.
And not only for that, it's like now, hopefully having all these players in here now, it can solidify these lines and they'll build consistency with each other, chemistry with each other, and that will just boost us going forward into the playoffs and hopefully on a long playoff run.
Yep, that's all we can hope for at this point because we were looking at a first round elimination loss, in my opinion. But now with Hall, we might actually
changes things.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, it changes things. Sorry about that. The birds come up
so,
after a beer.
I think we've talked a lot about the Bruins trades. Let's do a quick rundown of all the other trades that happened around the league, because it was a busy past couple days. There were a ton of trades.
Let me grab my notebook. That's literally 3 pages full because that's how many. It's a small notebook. If I used an actual school notebook, I would have had at least 1 full page, maybe 2. But this is like a tiny little notebook.
But it's still a lot of trades.
Pages. Yeah.
It was a lot. My phone was blowing up today. I seen all these trades. I'm like, damn. This guy's going here. This guy's going there. Over there. 3-team trades. It was insane.
Oh, yeah. Big time insane. Big time. Not surprising, though. It's trade deadline. It's either going to blow up or it's either going to just be kind of like slow-paced. But this time around, it was big-time trades. So I will start off with the first one that I feel like hurts us big time, especially if the playoffs started today, which is the Washington Capitals gaining defenseman Anthony Mantha from Detroit for Jacob Vrana, Richard Picnic, and the 2021 first round and the 2022 second round. This hurts a lot because it's like, I don't know if it really hurts us. I feel like it hurts Washington a little bit because I don't know if I can really trust Mantha as a defenseman, and giving up someone like Jacob Vrana who can put goals in the back of the net, tough one. But Washington made multiple moves, so it's like who knows at this point. How do you guys feel?
Really not hurting on goal scorers, so I think who they gave up for Manta isn't really bad. Or much per se, because once you have Ovechkin and Backstrom, you can kind of have pieces. You're almost along the friggin' Warriors scale. So
yeah, I know Mantha was highly touted. I know he was highly touted as a up and coming young player. Hasn't really done much in Detroit because it's Detroit and can't really do much over there. Yeah, you're
not wrong.
So, I know he's got some talent, so who knows? Washington could have gotten a really good player in that trade if he reaches his potential over there. So that's just going to be another thing that we have to worry about. I know they were one of the teams that was trying to get Hall as well. So, the whole division, the top 4, all 4 playoff teams currently right now have all improved somehow, but they've added someone these past few days. So it's going to be interesting.
Big time. And
what else you got, Liam?
Well, let's see. Just a minor one after that, though. But like I said, there were so many. It's crazy how many there were. Last year, there was not as many. So we got Vancouver going for Madison, Bowie, and a 5th round from Chicago. And Chicago, all they got was a 4th round pick in the 2021 draft. I feel like, though, the big one right underneath it is what Vancouver did. Vancouver decided to trade with Winnipeg, and Winnipeg ended up getting defenseman Jordy Ben. And Vancouver only got a 2021 6th round pick. Now, that's...
Really?
Yeah, that one, I feel like in Vancouver's eyes, they've been stung.
Fleeced.
Yeah, they got fleeced for that one.
Vancouver's had a rough month. They've missed like the whole entire month of games because of their COVID outbreak, and they've had a rough year in general.
Oh yeah, and especially a team that actually won the round robin series and ended up in the playoffs. And actually, I think went to the 2nd round. And we're looking like a underdog team to win the Stanley Cup again, or at least make it to the finals. But then, Dallas came in, stole all those dreams away.
Other fans are gonna riot and destroy this city again.
Especially after some of these trades. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, it was a tough division with the North Division with all those great offensive teams, but you thought they were gonna be one of the ones competing. But they've had a rough year for sure.
Big time. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I don't see Vancouver really being much of a threat in their own division. So, it is what it is.
Yeah. Let's talk about
the other Washington deal.
Let's go to the other Washington deal first. And then we'll go on to Pittsburgh after that.
Oh, okay. That
kind of wrap up the whole
you want me to go to that
for
one?
us.
Okay, yeah. So, with the Washington side again, they decided to trade with Philadelphia this time. And they ended up picking up Michael Raffy, I should say. And Philly only got a 5th round pick out of this dude. Another one, I feel like another trade that got fleeced. One dude for 1 pick.
Yeah.
Really. And
5th round pick. I mean, what are the chances of you getting an NHL player from a 5th round pick too? It's kind of low.
Very low. Like, scary kind of low, to be absolutely honest. But, I mean, it's happened before.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look on our own team, like, we're not all of our team, all our players are from 1st round picks. Except for maybe DeBrusque, McAvoy, and, a couple others.
But still, going from a 5th, going from a 1st to like a 2nd or a 3rd is one thing. Going all the way down to a 5th, that's like, I don't know.
It's dodgy. No, it's dodgy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that might actually help Washington in a sense, though, too. The whole getting rid of Verona. But this was, before they got rid of Verona, but they already knew they had to get rid of him.
I mean, they must have known going into it. Like, you kind of, pull these steps out, ahead of time. Like, we're going to trade him here, and then because it's going to be okay because we already get this other deal in place that we're going to pick up.
Exactly. So it's like, it kind of works out for them. So, and then actually, right before I get to Pittsburgh, I'll do this one more that's kind of like in the East / other division. Montreal traded with Philadelphia. Montreal got Eric Gustafsson.
Oh, yeah.
From Philly.
Philadelphia is just, I guess they just gave up when they lost to Buffalo Sunday and were like, yeah, we're just going to become sellers now.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd give up if I lost to Buffalo, too. Just saying.
And all Philly got for Eric Gustafsson was a 2022 7th round pick. Another one. Just giving up a player for a round pick. And not for 2 or 3. We're looking at 1. And a 7th round. It almost sounds like they just don't care about the talent that they actually have of the damn team and just decided, we need draft picks. We don't need players. We need draft picks. So, smart on their end, eh? Yeah, totally smart.
Oh, that's the great state of Philadelphia for you.
Oh, yeah.
Pennsylvania.
We all know who's losing their mind over there.
Of course, they couldn't give up, when they played us the day before.
Yeah, no, exactly. But, alright. So, I'm going to get into the big one. The team that's above us right now in the standings is Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh decided to go ahead and trade with LA 4?
Now this happened before the Taylor Hall news, so we were a little
this
like,
was a
damn, what is
surprise.
going on?
Yeah,
This was a surprise.
Yeah, big time surprise. Pittsburgh got forward, centerman, Jeff Carter, 2-time Stanley Cup champion with the LA Kings. And LA got a 2022 third-round pick and a 2023 fourth-round pick.
I mean,
A lot of picks
yeah,
are being thrown around for just one player.
a lot of picks. Yeah,
So,
a lot of picks being traded.
which means either A, this draft this year is going to be probably better than all the ones that we've seen before. That's the only way I could see it right now. Because if they're getting rid of all these draft picks, it's just like they're almost like, oh, we gotta go for this guy, we gotta go for that guy, we gotta go for this guy. You know, that's what I see out of it. So,
Yeah,
but
I mean, definitely a lot of picks being given up. I mean, it's should be interesting to see. A lot of teams are definitely gearing up for it, especially in our division. So,
yep,
A lot of teams are expecting a nice playoff push, so expect these games to tighten up now. These are not going to be the loosey-goosey games that we
our
saw
division is
before.
definitely going to be tough. All
It's
four
going to be
division
a
opponents.
1-2 game, it's a 3 game. It's no more of this 4 or 5 goal games unless the team breaks down defensively. These games are going to be tight, close to the chess games.
Well,
Every
that's all we
team's
need,
going to
our
want to win.
defense healthy.
yeah, big time. And like, we definitely got to put up points. We definitely got to just keep getting ahead of the race. So that way, like, even if we don't get third place or anything like that, if we just stay in fourth place, know that we're going to get to the playoffs, I feel like we'll be fine. Because we've done it before. You know, we've looked like a crap team, but ended up going a little bit further than everybody expected.
Oh yeah,
So,
and definitely since we've reloaded, it should definitely help us.
yeah, this is definitely the reloads that we need.
So what else?
Yeah, it
What
is.
other trades do we have on over yesterday and today? I know there's still a lot more to talk about.
Oh, we haven't even I even was able to get down yesterday's trades because there were so many today. So, and there was a few that were definitely big time multi-team deals. So I'll probably
Yeah,
start
there were a
off with
few.
the most recent one. Detroit trading with Columbus. I forget what they gave up, but definitely a couple round picks and maybe a player for David Savard. And then next
Which
thing
made
you know,
no sense.
which made no sense. But then next thing you know, Detroit turns right around, does a whole 180, and is like, you know what? Nah, we'll trade him to Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay gave up a few picks and whatnot. So it was like, okay, cool to see.
Yep, Tampa Bay getting better.
Yeah. So,
Like always.
yeah, so it's definitely one of those random trades, but I mean, we'll see how it goes.
I
And
swear,
we got-
if Tampa wins another title, I'm going to be pissed.
They
I don't
all,
think they will.
yeah, I don't think so.
In
either.
I
any
know they look
sport.
good, but
If the
It
playoffs
doesn't-
started, they have to go up against Florida, and if they beat
yeah,
Florida,
they have I mean,
then
they got a tough division down there too. Florida's looking good. Carolina's looking good. It's not going to be easy for them.
it won't be. But then
But,
we got to look
They're
forward to
making
the
moves
fact
they need.
in the Eastern Conference in tech terms.
I'm surprised Carolina didn't really make any big move to pick someone up because
Yeah, the only
they're
move-
right.
Yeah, the only move they did that's on my trade sheet was with Anaheim, but they gave up Hayden Fleury
Oh yeah,
for Yanni
yeah.
Akapa as 6th-round
It's like
pick.
that wasn't really. Yeah, it wasn't like really anything big. I heard rumors of maybe Patrick Laine, but that must have been nothing.
There was
about-
so many
must have been
rumors.
Nothing.
On so many players, and nobody got moved. Zingle. Who else was the other big name player that got moved? That was supposed to get moved that never did.
Ekholm, I think, right?
Ekholm, yes.
Yeah.
Ekholm, those two.
Yeah.
Not even a single thing. I think I saw something earlier today that the Twitter of the Predators made a meme of themselves because they didn't make a deal. That they were trading tacos, meat, flour for like a 2nd-round pick and a first. And so instead of trading
Somebody's on
Ekholm,
Twitter
like,
and
what?
sees this in their own NHL thing, Yeah, it's pretty much what I sent in the group chat with these guys. It's like Nashville Predators were trading a broken stick for, a freaking, I think it was like a coffee from Starbucks or something like that, and like multiple bagels and whatnot. And then St. Louis Blues account, all of us of a sudden came out of nowhere. It was like, oh, how about we trade up, for something? We could trade you, coffee here for endless supply of donuts or bagels or something like that. It was actually a funny back and forth. I would have to look at it.
Definitely pissed. They're definitely mad at their GM.
Yeah, I would say when you're editing, Mike, just go to the Predators Blues. I'm sure you'll find it. Just post it up there so that way people on YouTube know what I'm talking about. Because like it happened this morning, so I don't remember exactly that or what they said.
Yeah.
All I know though is about
being
in the trade.
So who else was making the move today or yesterday that was of big importance?
Plenty of trades for today. I think it was about like 18. But we got San Jose.
Let's just run through the rest of them real quick, and we'll pull out some big ones to talk about.
Yeah. I think one more is definitely San Jose trading with Toronto. San Jose got forward Alexander Barabanov, and then Toronto got Antti Mela. So,
okay,
one of those like probably third line, fourth line pickups.
Yeah,
Toronto.
Just a
they're trying to
swap.
improve their depth.
Yeah. So then we got Nashville trading with Ottawa, and Nashville got Eric Goodbranson, and then Ottawa got defenseman Brendan Bertanato, and a 2023 7th round pick. So, I mean, another one, I feel like. They're both defensemen, so it goes either way. And then
Okay.
Toronto traded with Anaheim, and Toronto got defenseman Ben Hutton from Anaheim. Anaheim got a 2022 5th round pick. Oh, another one. Player for a pick.
Look, so I got a question here. I'm just when it comes to hockey, I'm a hockey fan, but like more of a casual fan to like help out our casual viewers. Are half these players just like third and fourth line players that are being traded that aren't like these big name players like Call, Ekholm, DeSingle, Mary, Jack?
I mean, Foligno was a pretty big name.
Yeah,
Foligno
definitely was the captain of the Columbus Blue Jackets for a long time, and
he was.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. Same.
And that's why I'm surprised they didn't trade Line, because if they're gonna trade Foligno, why are you gonna keep Line? Unless they think they're gonna be able to re-sign him in the offseason, but
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
Line A,
yeah,
I think is not liking Columbus, or probably not liking John Tortorella.
He definitely does not like John Tortorella.
Yeah, who does?
Yeah, no, another one. So it's like he's definitely not re-signing with them. He's gonna go into free agency, look for a different team. So it's like,
yeah,
we'll
that's what I see happening. So why not try to trade him and get something for him? But I mean,
yeah, because he's got a good trade value.
They just want to trade their captain.
Yep. So I mean,
oh well.
Yeah, it is what it is on that end, but can't do anything because we're not Columbus fans. We don't give a fuck.
We don't care about you, Columbus. All right. So any other trades worth mentioning or talking about?
Florida, maybe getting.
Oh yes, I forgot about Florida.
Florida got forward Sam Bennett and a 2022 6th round pick from Calgary. Calgary ended up getting Emil Hyman and a 2022 2nd round pick. So I definitely feel like these are definitely second and third line this time forward.
I think with like the new playoff format and everything, it made the trade deadline very more defined, and like you see a lot of teams that are definitely in the hunt in their playoffs and their division are making big moves to try to get ahead, and because like there's a lot of competitive divisions, and then a lot of the sellers are teams that are just definitely have no shot at making the playoffs.
Big time, absolutely big time. So it's like it goes either way in my eyes.
But all right, I think that was a good good amount of trade talk. Is there something else that we didn't cover that was big, or was that pretty much all of them?
I think that was kind of it. I'll probably just throw this in.
In the sport of hockey, that was it.
Well, yeah.
Or trades, yeah.
For the most, I'll do this one last trade, and then we can talk about football. But pretty much, Chicago making a deal with Colorado, which Colorado apparently
Chicago,
decided was like, oh yeah, hey Carl Soderberg, you want to come back to Colorado? And he was like, okay.
Saw that.
So
yep,
Chicago got Ryder Rolston and forward Josh Dickinson for Carl Soderberg. No draft picks on that one. So yeah, that goes.
Okay, well, one with no draft picks finally.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, but Mattis Janmark came from Chicago, going to Vegas, and that one actually was multiple draft picks being traded to Chicago. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that for the most part, yeah, that's definitely it. We already went on about our own Bruins trades, the only two that we had, so it's like, yeah, I think we're definitely on.
Great day for Bruins fans, I'll say that, even though despite the loss yesterday.
Yep, but also
of course,
bad day for Patriots fans.
Yep, as Boston fans we are, something good happens, something sad has to happen. And the news broke today that, at first the news broke that the Patriots were cutting Julian Edelman, to everyone's shock, and then it started to leak out that it was a precursor to Edelman potentially retiring, and then not long after, the great wide receiver, he announced his retirement on Twitter. Apparently they had planned this because the video he was in, it looked like it was last night or it was at night at some point, but it was a good video. It did give me a little bit of chills.
Yep, hearing all the announcements.
Sad to see him go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know when we first heard the news about him being cut, Vinny's like, oh, he's going straight to Tampa.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like outlandish, like trade Bergeron for Crosby or some bullshit like that. But,
I mean, if he was still able to play, I could see maybe, yeah. But I mean, we've said this before. The injury that he got last year, the knee injury. I mean, he's been injured. He's injured his knees so much over his career. His knees are literally as bad as Vinny's knees when he's servicing Donald Trump. So
fuck you.
That was more for
a long day at the office.
That was more of a
Vinny.
group chat funny moment, not bringing on. This is Boston Sports.
Oh, sorry. I not to say that.
Not suck Trump's dick, kid.
I wasn't talking about that. I'm just saying.
Fuck you.
This is Donald Trump. But all jokes aside, it's sad to see Edelman go. Glad to see him retire as a Patriot, though.
Yes.
I will say that.
Yes, unlike someone else.
Oh, here we go.
A couple other people.
This is exactly
what
just said before she left. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I mean, come on. One of them retired as a Pat and then came back because his buddy fucking left. So, like, come on. All three of you should have retired a Pat. Just saying. All three.
It would have been nice. But
it's not like it's closed doors in the first place, to be absolutely
They're
honest.
not coming back. They're not signing the deal to come
They're
back.
Unless it's like a one-day deal before they retire.
We know that's not even happening either. As much as we would like to see, Brady already said he doesn't want to come back up here. And Gronk, as much as I love Gronk and have his jersey framed up on my wall,
I could see Gronk doing that one-day deal thing just to retire as a Patriot. Because,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, it's all it is just to retire.
Gave a lot
you know?
for us, so I see
but his bag of stones freaking brain is, I could see him saying, nah, I'm going to retire as a freaking Cleveland Brown. Why? Because it's Cleveland. Let them retire with a Hall of Fame player.
He definitely ain't going anywhere besides the Bucks.
Yeah.
He's probably going to retire after this year to begin with, after playing with Brady for one more year. I don't see him going anywhere else at all.
Me neither.
Buffalo tried to pick him up in free agency and give him a huge deal.
He almost took
turned it down just to come back.
He almost took it.
But he turned it down because he wanted to stay with Brady. And he's probably going to retire after this year, so he's just going to ride it out with Brady. And then who knows? Maybe he does come back just to retire as a Patriot. That would be nice. We'll see. But either way, it's glad at least to see Edelman retire as a Patriot because he was a fan favorite for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Mr. Clutch, just so many clutch plays throughout his career.
I'll be wearing my
was amazing.
Edelman jersey high and pride.
And I hope he comes back to Gillette next season so the fans can give him a proper goodbye.
Oh, yeah, that would be perfect.
Yes.
That would be perfect.
Yes.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be trying to go to that Bucks game. I don't care what kind of money I gotta pay. I might be going to that Bucks game.
Well, bring me with
Be
you
down
because
there
I need to go to my
rooting
first
for,
Patriots game.
Tom Brady to beat the
Oh
Patriots, probably.
shit! Might have to take Liam to his first Patriots game. And I swear to God, dude, even though Brady has beat every team but the Pats, I will be upset if he beats the Pats. Just because it's Brady beating the Patriots.
I'd be upset too, but then I'd be like, it's just another thing to put up on his, his legacy. Same with Peyton Manning, in a sense. So
he beat his former coach.
This is all a topic for another day because we will be having a NFL podcast in a couple weeks, NFL draft podcast, so we won't get too much into football. Just a little thing to tack on at the end here because it was breaking news, and this is an emergency podcast. We had to bring it up.
It was an intense day for Boston sports.
It was an intense couple days. But I think that's our emergency podcast went a little long today, more than expected, but that's all right because we did have a lot to talk about. Been a crazy couple days, but I think we'll all wrap it up here. We'll end on that note. Great day to be a Bruin. A little sad to be a Patriots fan, but we'll be all right. Things will get better, and let's hopefully maybe we can get a Stanley Cup from these trades that we've made today. So for Mike, Liam, and Vinnie, this was It's Boston Sports Kehd. Everyone, have a good night.
It's Boston Sports Kehd.